Hi, my name is Kobe, and this is Deconstructing a Game for Design 1. The game I chose to deconstruct and turn into a board game is Mario Kart, so here is Rainbow Road adapted into a board game. The premise is the player must make it around the track 3 times before the other players in order to win. And to determine the starting order and the order of which a game is played, each player must roll a d4 die, or a die that accounts for the amount of players playing the game. The player does not start with any cards and can only hold 2 at a time. And in order to obtain cards, the player must land on or run over a question block. If a player lands on a block, they can pick up 2 cards from the item block deck. However, if they only run over the block, and they can only pick up 1 item on that block. If the player runs over a question block with 2 cards in their hand already, they cannot pick anything up from that item block. There are shortcuts on the map. However, in order to use a shortcut, the player must land on the transfer block directly and roll a high enough number from the transfer block to make it over the jump. If the player does not make it over the jump, they will lose a turn and be placed at the next transfer point. Depending on the character that they choose at the beginning of the game will determine the ability that the character has. For example, the bullet bill will get an extra 2 spaces after using the bullet bill item, or the mushroom cart will get an extra block after using the mushroom. The players have the ability to use their cards on the other players of their choosing. However, the player must flip a coin in order to see if the item lands. Players not need to flip a coin to determine if an item hits with boost cards. If their boost card does damage, then the effect is applied immediately if the other player is passed on the board. And that's it. That's all the mechanics.